Good morning. This is Professor King or Dr. King coming at you today from 800 Link. And today I'm going to be presenting on the benefits of playing 3x3 basketball. I am a basketball coach. I coach 3x3 and 5-on-5. And it's not 3-on-3, it's 3x3. Just like 5x5 is 5-on-5. So you have 3x3 and 5-on-5. Makes sense? But that's what we're going to be discussing today. And without further ado, let's get going. There we go. So the benefits of playing 3x3 basketball. I have some buffering issues going on today. Give me just a second. 3x3 is basically the main basketball that the rest of the world plays. We play 5-on-5 more here in the US. Everywhere else in the country, they do, but 3x3 is the biggest thing. And so who is Dr. King? I have not seen you all in a while. The storm caused me to not be able to live at home for about 45 days, 46 days. And so I am, I've been doing my presentations, but I've been doing pre-recorded ones as this one is. But I've just been trying to get things back together. And so some people may have forgotten who I am. So who is Dr. King? And in this presentation, I'm also Coach Bree. So who is Coach Bree? Who am I? I am a 13-year grassroots girls basketball coach. I've been coaching 3x3 for 6 years. I've hosted a USA Basketball 3x3 national qualifier, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. And then I've taken a team to the Olympic Training Center for the U18 Women's 3x3 national team tryouts. I've done other things, but everything I'm discussing in this presentation is strictly, it applies to 3x3 ball. So there are other things I've done as a coach, but that's what I've done as a 3x3 coach. And the TI Community's pillars that this presentation focuses on is education. Who is this presentation for? This presentation is for those basketball players who need to understand the benefits of playing 3x3 basketball, regardless to age or developmental level. And so what is 3x3 basketball? 3x3 basketball is a half-court street ball game. Each team has 3 players on it. You use one basketball, one goal. First team to 21 wins, or if there's a tie, the first team to win by 2 or more points wins. So if both teams have 21, then the first team to 23 wins. And then all points inside of the 3-point arc are 1 point. Any point made behind the 2-point arc, behind the 3-point arc is 2 points. Or any basket, let's say that again. Any basket made inside of the arc is 1 point. Any basket made behind the arc is 2 points. Makes sense? My apologies. So what is organized 3x3 ball? Street ball is just like anything else. So if we go back and we talk about just regular 3-on-3 ball, this can be done anywhere. You can play 3-on-3 in the driveway, in the street, at the basketball court, in a parking lot, anywhere that you put a court, or you can play a court. Because remember, we were little and coming up, and some of these kids now, if you can just fashion a basketball goal out of anything, you can play 3-on-3 ball. You can play 5-on-5 as well, but we're discussing 3x3, and I keep saying 3-on-3. I have to correct myself, 3x3. But it's just a half-court game. One basket, 6 people on the court, and it just doesn't require a whole lot, and that's why this game has gotten actually a little bit more interest in it than 5-on-5, because 5-on-5 comes with a lot of rules, has to have 10 people on the court, at least 2 reps, well, at least 1, but sometimes 2, 3, depending on the profile of the game. But 3x3 ball is just simple. And so back in 2007, FIBA, the Federal Institute of Basketball, or the International Basketball Federation, some people call it Federal Institute of Basketball, but it's actually the International Basketball Federation. FIBA decided that, hey, let's take this 3x3 thing and make it go, make it go big. Let's make it go global. And that's what they did. They got with the International Olympic Committee, and from 2007, I think, to 2010, they started hosting what they call world tours. and anybody can get involved with a world tour, and we'll get to that in just a second. But the winners of the world tours earn their berth to play in the Olympics. And so for the first time ever this year, for the 2021 Olympics, grown, and I mean adult 3x3 basketball will be played in the adult Olympics. In 2010, 3x3 basketball was introduced to the youth Olympics, but it was basically U18 players, college players, things like that. So what is organized 3x3 basketball? Is basically the same thing, half court street ball game. With street ball 3x3, you normally have 3 players, but you still have 3 players on the court. But with organized 3x3, there are 4 players to a team, and the 4th player is the alternate, and there is no coach for neither street ball nor the organized ball. There is no coach with 3x3 basketball. The kids have to learn to, or the adults or whoever's playing have to learn to coach themselves. And then 1 basketball, 1 goal, first team to 21 wins. Unless you win, it's a tie game, you have to win by 2. Once again, our baskets made inside the arc of 1 point, behind the arc of 2 points. And then FIBA started taking 3x3 basketball seriously in 2007 as a potential inclusion into the 2010 Youth Olympic Games. And so, and what ended up happening was, people realized, and FIBA and the IOC, Olympic International Committee, International Olympic Committee, I'll get it together this morning, y'all, realized that 3x3 is a big thing. It can be played anywhere. If you have ever looked at FIBA 3x3 games on YouTube, and there are so many of them, you've seen 3x3 ball tournaments and leagues played inside of malls. They've been played on the beach. They've been played on roofs of buildings. They've been played on regular basketball courts. They've been played on outside regular basketball courts. They've been played in parking lots. If you've ever heard of Hoop It Up, they have Hoop It Up would come to Dallas. I'm in Dallas. They would come to Dallas downtown to the West End every year and have huge tournaments. And they would just set up goals all up and down the streets. Down in Deep Element, just have huge 3x3 tournaments. If you ever heard of Gus Macker up north, same thing with Gus Macker. Gus Macker comes into cities and basically shuts down the main street of the city, and they separate the city into half courts dimensions, and they have huge 3x3 games going on. So 3x3 can really be played anywhere, in any country, at the park, inside a mall, in a parking lot, on a ship that says Noah ship, that's supposed to be on a ship, just anywhere. It can be played anywhere, and that's the beauty of it. 5x5 or 5-on-5 can't be played everywhere, but 3x3 can. And then what are the benefits of playing 3x3? First, I'm a very big advocate of younger players learning 3x3 before they learn 5-on-5, and these are the reasons why. You learn the inside game of basketball, and when I say inside, I mean everything inside of the 3-point arc. Basketball has now become a 3-point shooter's game. Everybody wants to shoot threes, putting up 40, 50, 60 points a game, but that's not realistic when you have children whose arms are not that strong to shoot from a 3-point arc several times a game. 1 or 2 or 3, 4 threes, for little kids or kids period is fine. But when you start talking about kids trying to emulate NBA and WNBA players that sometimes can put up 20, 30, 40 threes in a game, that's not realistic, and we shouldn't train our young basketball players to do that. So they need to learn an inside game, layups, free throws, bank shots, mid-range jumpers, pull-up jumpers, jump step shots. They need to learn inside games, left, right, and middle. Then they learn to play man-to-man defense. 3 players on the court, 3 on each team, man-to-man defense. There's no point in playing a zone when there are 3 people on the court, 6 people on the court. Learn proper footwork. 3x3, the games are a lot more exciting because you can do a little more stuff with it. You can see a lot of really trick shots and trick passes. So if you don't have proper footwork, you can break your ankle, sprain your ankle, hurt someone else. So you have to learn proper footwork. Like I said, there is no coach with 3x3 balls. So you learn teamwork. You have to learn to coach each other, understand how each other work, understand each other's emotions, not get mad when your teammates are trying to tell you what to do. Why? There's no coach on there. There may be a coach in the stands, but when it comes to actually playing a game, that coach can't coach from the stands. They can't holler at you. You have to learn to coach each other. And when you learn that with little kids, And when I say little kids, I'm saying third, fourth graders, things like that. You want a coach around because you don't just want them, these are kids. Remember, these are kids. But you want to give them the leeway to coach each other, and try to tell each other what to do on the court, positively, not, and all of that comes with coaching, proper coaching. But they learn teamwork. They learn to communicate with each other. Hey, go over there, watch that back door, post up, D up, those are things that you want to start them young instead of waiting until they get into junior high and high school to do that. And then learn to improve on your leadership skills. When you have 3 players on a team or 4 on an organized team, they have to learn to lead the team. Everybody should be given a chance to lead at some point. They're subbing in and out for each other. There's no coach saying sub ref, subbing in and out. They learn to sub in and out. They learn to talk to each other about different plays and things and teach each other. So teamwork, communication, and leadership skills are 3 of the biggest things that playing 3x3 ball brings to people who play it. And then cardiovascular improvement. A 3x3 ball game is 20 minutes. It's 10 minutes on the clock. 20 minutes total regular time. So you got to be in shape. You got to be able to get around and move and, zigzags, L cuts, spin moves, jab step. You got to be able to do all of that stuff. So it improves your cardiovascular system. For those who want to become a professional athlete, the quicker route is to play 3x3 ball. That has been proven. Why? Because there's so many steps to playing 5-on-5 professionally. With 3x3, you can get a team together. You can play in the 3x3 tournaments. Remember, I said we would talk about how to, the world tours and all of that. 3x3 has different levels. You have your local level where you just playing at the park. You have local leagues. You come together and have a league just like you would a 5-on-5, and then you have what's called regional tours, regular tours. Regional tours are after. You have the regular tours where you have your local tournaments, and you play so many games and you earn points. And the more points you earn, it increases your ranking. FIBA has what's called the FIBA 3-on-3 or 3x3 website. Let me make sure I'm telling you correctly because I do have the app and I don't want to tell you wrong. FIBA 3x3. It's the FIBA 3x3 online. So it's FIBA3x3.com. I just wanted to make sure that, that's the event maker. Hold on. Y'all, if I wasn't trying to there it is. There it is. I knew I was on the wrong website. It's play.fiba3x3.com. I knew it wasn't the other one. The other one is the event maker. That's where you go in and schedule your websites and schedule your games. And we'll talk about those in a second as soon as we finish with this. So you have your tours, and your tours is where you schedule games. And when you score your games, you use a regular score sheet like you would with 5-on-5. And then you take those scores and those individual points earned, and you input them into this FIBA website. Or they have a website, and then they have a regular app, just a regular cell phone app. And you go in and you put your points into the FIBA event maker. And what happens is, let's pull up the FIBA event maker, FIBA 3-on-3 event maker, so you can see it. That was the other one I said was the wrong website. FIBA event maker. And so the FIBA 3-on-3 online event maker is FIBA3x3.com. That's the event maker. That's where you would go in and schedule your games. Can you see it? You go in and schedule your games. Once your games are played, put the scores, individual points scored, things like that. And then what happens is you'll go from there, and the FIBA 3, play FIBA 3-on-3. This is the website where you go in and create your accounts, your 3-on-3 accounts, and it'll have your points. You would tie, like when you're playing in a tournament and anything, you would give them your username for your 3x3 account, and it would tie your points that you scored in your games to your account, and you will be able to go and see what your US ranking is and what your global ranking is. And that's the quickest way. And so as you're playing these games and increasing in rank, guess what? You start to get invited to play in larger tournaments. So they have the regional tournaments where you may have an arena split up by country. So, as long as you rank, I think, in the top 50 in the United States, you may get, your team may get invited to play in a regional tournament. So, you may come to the you're in the US, they may have a specific tournament and bring other international players from other countries over here to play, and y'all get to play. And as long as you're playing and scoring, you're rising in rank. So guess what? That makes you become a professional 3x3 athlete quicker than 5-on-5. 5-on-5, you got to go to college, you got to do this, you got to you don't need all of that to play 3x3. 3x3, and almost, if you're dedicated to it, you can cut going professional in half almost quicker, twice as fast as playing 5-on-5. So if you don't have a FIBA 3x3 website account, go to play.fiba3x3.com and create your account. And then once you guys, if you decide you want to start doing leagues and things like that, you go to FIBA3x3.com, and that's the FIBA 3x3 event maker. That's where you go in and schedule your games. And as soon as you schedule your game in the FIBA 3x3 event maker, it automatically becomes a sanctioned FIBA 3x3 event. If it is put into the FIBA 3x3 event maker, it is automatically a FIBA 3x3 sanctioned event, and you are bound by FIBA 3x3 rules and things of that nature. So you don't have to worry about trying to, contact somebody. Hey, how can we get this in a FIBA, an official FIBA 3x3 event? As soon as you put it in the event maker and hit schedule or sign up, and, put everything in there to schedule your games and everything, and hit it to submit it to put it on the calendar, it automatically becomes a sanctioned event. And that's what you want to do. And so there are different organizations that host 3x3 games, like we were talking about earlier. You have the Youth Olympics. 2021 Olympics will start the adult 3x3 tournament. FIBA, who started 3x3. USA Basketball has a 3x3 where they, that's another thing. When you playing in your local tournaments and scheduling your games and posting your points and things, if you're one of the top, I think, 50 players in the country, USA Basketball, if you're a U18, I don't know how it works with the adults. I just know with U18 because I've done the U18. With U18, if you're one of the top 50 in the country, you will be invited to the Olympic Training Center to try out for the for the USA Basketball U18 3x3 national team. See how that works? Just by going to the park and playing with your friends and getting, 6 or 8 people together and playing 3x3 ball and scheduling the events before you play it, and then playing it and inputting your scores and your points and everything, rising in the ranks, you may get an invite, an official, all-inclusive invite to the training center to try out for the U18 3x3 national team with USA Basketball. How cool is that? And then USA Basketball is also partnered with Red Bull to host their 3X national events. The Red Bull has a 3X3. It's called 3X and not 3X3. So Red Bull's 3X national event, they have a national tournament. They have different tournaments in different cities. You earn points. You move up in the rankings and things like that. And then they have their own national tournament. And I think the winners of that Red Bull tournament also get an invite to the USA Basketball national team tryouts as well.
I couldn't hear what you said.
I don't know why Siri is talking. Siri, I'm not talking to you. And then Hoop It Up, like I said, for years, Hoop It Up and Gus Macker have been hosting 3x3 events all over the country for decades. And those are normally, they come into a city, block off streets. It's a huge fundraiser. Most cities, want 3x3 in their cities because, you can make multi-million dollars in a weekend, just playing 3x3 ball. Teams register to play, set up food booths, playing just like an outside carnival or something like that. You can do that anywhere, in a high school parking lot, on your main street, in the mall parking lot, in the mall, so Hoop It Up and Gus Macker have understood the concept of 3x3 for decades. 3x3 is not new. It's officially organized sport new. But as far as 3x3, people have been paying 3x3 since I was a kid, and I'm almost 50 years old. So, and then you have local leagues and rec centers that can also host 3x3 games. We've been doing it as well. If you have a large enough organization with hundreds of kids in it, you can host your own inner organization tours, 3x3 tours. Remember I said the tours with the rankings, potential, USA basketball national team tryout, all of that goes hand in hand. That's how my girls did it. We had enough players where we had our own inter-organization tour. We had 4 tours, which is basically 4 tournaments. And we did pool play, we did bracket play, and then championship game, bracket play championship. And the winner went on, and we reported those scores to USA Basketball, and those girls, our girls earned a bid to go to the 3x3 U18 Girls National Team tryouts back in 2017. So it's fun, it's quick, it's easy, it's very inexpensive. Like I said, you can host a 3x3 tournament anywhere, and it can be as small as you want it to be or as large as you want it to be. You see some tournaments and they're, huge event before the pandemic. Of course, you would have thousands of people out there. They have cheerleaders, DJs, bands, little kids performing in between games. Like I said, the game is 20 minutes long. You can host 3 games in an hour, or 3 in an hour and 15 minutes, depending on, whether it goes into overtime and things like that. But you can do so much and with so little and still make it a success. So, and if you want to play 3x3, fun game. My girls love it. There's just, like I said, the benefits here are, there's just so much to this. The inside game of basketball has been, 3-ball is, don't get me wrong, I love 3-point shots. They're beautiful when they're made, beautiful arc, I get it. But the inside game of basketball is going away because of 3-ball. Kids need to learn to rise solids. They need to learn how to do teardrops. They need to learn, bank shots, post moves, pull-up jumpers, mid-range jumpers, short corner jumpers, just free throws. How many people just don't know how to shoot free throws now? Shots from the elbows, just anywhere inside of that 3-point arc. That's where your inside game is. And kids need to get back to learning fundamental basketball inside the arc. Man-to-man defense. As a kid, there should be no kid program playing zone. Just because you teach it doesn't mean you necessarily need to play it. Zone defense makes the game so much slower. Kids just standing there, they don't know how to move, they don't know how to communicate, set screens, just man-to-man defense is what you want to learn how to play. Once again, improves cardiovascular improvement as well, but man-to-man defense is what you want to play with 3x3 ball, 5x5 as well. And, and as you rise in 5x5-on-5 rankings, high school ball, most high school leagues and divisions require man-to-man. You play, our primary defense should be man-to-man. You can play some zone defense, but I think the primary defense is man-to-man. Why? Because in college and the pros, man-to-man defense is what they play more than anything. And then learning proper footwork and learning teamwork and to communicate. Those are all reasons, teamwork, communication, and leadership skills are why you play sports, to socialize and work with your teammates and rise and do some good things. And then proper footwork keeps you from hurting yourself. You don't want to twist your ankle. You don't want to hurt somebody else's ankle, hit knees, that's painful. Learning how to, like pivot and, like I said, jab steps and that type of stuff, swinging, just proper footwork and, just everything. That's what 3x3 brings, and the benefit of playing 3x3 ball. It brings the ball back inside. Everybody can't shoot threes, and you shouldn't compare yourself to each other trying to shoot threes. Get that inside game going. If you cannot happen to get the arm strength built up to get behind the line and shoot regular threes or NBA threes or whatever, that's fine. But in the 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, you shouldn't want to do that all the time. Arm strength is not completely there yet. So that's why I said the best thing to do with younger players, and when I say younger players, I'm saying 8U, 10U ball, not 6U. 6, they're playing 5x5 or whatever. Nobody's instituted 3x3, and it's kind of hard because there's an understanding with 3x3 balls. The rules are a little different with than 5x5. So, with 3x3, when they can understand, and it's what 3rd, 4th grade, that's pretty much where you want to start playing 3x3 balls, 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. And so the benefits are there, much quicker game, which improves cardio, vascular improvement, lungs, muscle, short twitch muscles, all that type of thing. We can go off into all of that, but those are the benefits of playing the game. And as a coach, like I said, to sit back and watch your players, everything that you've taught them, everything that you've discussed with them and know that they can do these things on their own. You know, you're there to help them out, but you know, watch them do the things on their own and see your coaching come to life, because half court basketball is a lot quicker. It's, you know, smaller than full court. So they're, you know, they have to think quicker, they have to move quicker, they have to, you know, just do so much faster than playing a full court game. And when you coach them well, and you can see them picking up the rules and picking up, you know, the game so much faster, then that's the whole point of it, you know. So try 3x3 ball. If you've never coached it, if you've never done it, if you never played, try it. These are the benefits right here. Learn the inside game, man-to-man defense, proper footwork, teamwork, communication, leadership skills, cardiovascular improvement. And for those that want to become a professional athlete quicker in basketball, 3x3 is your route to go. And then, it's another avenue to continue to play ball once school and career ends. At some point, the ball is going to stop dribbling. But that doesn't mean, you know, and when I say that, I mean school ball, you know, high school ball, college ball, professionally, the ball eventually stops dribbling, but that doesn't mean you have to stop playing. You know, you can grab a team and get together and go to the park and play 3x3 ball. You know, you go to the park, go to the gym, you see guys all the time, adult men, adult women playing ball. You know, the love of the game is what should keep you on the court, you know. So when your organized basketball career ends, 3x3 is another way to keep it going for you, you know, if you really love the game. You know, they even have a professional 3x3 game for the NBA, what they call it, the Big Three, I think it's what it's called. So a lot of retired NBA players are now playing in this league because they want to continue playing ball and they still getting paid, you know. So there are so many benefits to playing 3x3. I'm glad that you're here. Next week, we are going to be talking about building a coaching philosophy and organizational culture. If you're a coach where you don't understand, and like I've talked about in the last 2 or 3 weeks, 82% of American high school coaches say that they do not understand how to run a program off the court. So I do, you know, and I can help you with that. So what I'm going to be discussing next Tuesday is building a coaching philosophy and organizational culture. I am done. I'll take that back. I am done. Let me look at the calendar. Yeah, next week I do not have a presentation. That's my apologies. I've already done my 4 presentations for this month. And so I will be back on Tuesday, May 5th. And we will be talking about building a culture, a coaching philosophy and organizational culture. And I would love to see you guys then. If you need to contact me, you know, you can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Dr. Bridget M. King, EDD. 800 Educator Bridget at TICommunities.com is my email. If you know me personally, you know that you can always text me, call me, you know how to find me. So it has been wonderful speaking with you guys today on 3x3 Ball. If you have any questions, if you want to see, you know, everything, you know, go to FIBA.basketball. The FIBA website is FIBA.basketball. You can find the rules to it, how to get it going. It is literally something that you can, you know, get your teams together and get going in a day, you know, or, you know, if you're trying to do it organized, if you just want to go out on the court, you know, peruse the rules, figure out what can, you know, what can and can't be done, and you can get out there in 30 minutes or less and have a game going. Okay. So it's been nice seeing you guys. Talk to you later. Glad to be home, and bye-bye.